During The Voice Season 27's elimination rounds, vocal prodigy Conor, 28, from Bridgewater, Massachusetts' performance left the coaches and the audience in awe. The evening was filled with intense emotion and high stakes as they covered Alphaville's timeless synth-pop single Forever Young, which was released in 1984. James transformed the iconic composition into a demonstration of his vocal abilities, earning praise for his mastery of variation and creativity. We will examine Conor's enchantment. His outstanding performance not only guaranteed that he would be allowed to compete in the playoffs, but it also solidified his status as a top contender in the current tournament. James' performance and the factors that made it so emotionally impactful for everyone in attendance at the time. When James took the stage at The Voice, he instantly made an impression on the audience. His journey began with a foreshare turn during the blind auditions when he sang a lovely rendition of I Say a Little Prayer by Aretha Franklin. From start to finish, this performance showcased his delicate tone and exquisite range. Adam Levine, John Legend coaches Michael Bubb and Kelsey Ballerini were among the first to praise his musicality. Legend called his performance so beautiful, and Levine spoke of his winning mentality. James, a full-time music producer who relocated from Massachusetts to Los Angeles, chose to join Team Adam after being impressed by Lavine's history of coaching musicians in a variety of musical genres. His performance of the Bee Gees song How Deep Is Your Love in the battle round further showcased his ability to blend technical mastery with emotional depth, which ultimately earned him a spot in the knockout round. During the knockout rounds, which were televised on April 15, 2025, James competed against his teammate Darius J., who gave a lot of energy to the performance of Estelle's song American. James took a risk by choosing the song Forever Young, a challenging composition that calls for both vocal discipline and emotional connection, and the Alphaville classic, which demands vocal perfection due to its nostalgic lyrics and soaring melody. James thought the song was naturally iconic, especially since, during rehearsals, its synth-driven sound connected with his own job as an electronic music producer. When James took the stage, there was a noticeable sense of excitement in the air. He started his performance with a soft, almost eerie delivery that drew the audience into the song's melancholy tale. He was dressed in a sleek, minimalist suit that represented his indie pop aesthetic, according to Collider. Lavigne encouraged him to take the performance to a higher level, telling him to soar a little more in order to match the grandeur of the original. They collaborated to reinvent the arrangement, giving it a contemporary sense to add his own unique mark on the music. His voice was described as spine-tingling, and as it moved through the lines with a controlled intensity, it grew stronger over time. James reached the chorus, Forever Young, I Want to Be Forever Young, with a series of soaring notes that filled the room. The room was filled with the sound of his music as his runs were placed with surgical precision. His performance was a masterclass in dynamics, combining moments of restraint with amazing crescendos that showcased his vocal range. James' control was appreciated by Michael Bubb, who also noted that the song's structure had some limitations, suggesting that a different choice could have allowed him to shine even more during the performance. In contrast, John Legend clearly and unmistakably expressed his enthusiasm for James, calling him consistently one of the best vocalists on this show and predicting that he might make it to the final round. The performance was incredible and the coaches were clearly moved. Adam Levine, who was beaming with pride, said that James sang the crap out of the song. This statement emphasized James' ability to make the performance sound new even though the song was already well known to him. Kelsey Ballerini, who eventually snatched to Darius J. after James was crowned the winner, called the duel illegal because both vocalists were so talented. James' ability to give Forever Young a feeling of personal relevance was what made his performance so captivating. He said in an interview conducted prior to the performance that the song reminded him of his journey from a queer oddball child growing up in a small Massachusetts town to a confident musician chasing his dreams in Los Angeles. In his outstanding performance, which showcased his talent, this storytelling instinct was evident. for managing the subjects of his interview with 2022 Voyage LA and creating a striking lyrical image demonstrating his ability to. Performing both of these tasks created a moment that felt both intimate and universal because of his technical mastery and the vulnerability with which he delivered it. Viewers who have followed his rise to stardom found resonance in this moment. Fans' reactions were overwhelmingly positive, with many calling James' performance the most memorable of the season. One commenter said that Conor James had truly made Forever Young his own, and they were right, the tone he is the subject of the finale. Another wrote, "The way Conor constructs the song is like watching a painter create a masterpiece." The victory goes to Adam's team. Another topic of discussion that emerged from James' performance was his song selection. While some people agreed with Bub that it was a minor setback for him, others believed that his ability to elevate a song that was already well known was proof of his stardom. TV Line noted that James' vocals were largely on point, but others believed he could have gone further emotionally to fully connect with the song's melancholy essence. James' vocal prowess was already remarkable, but his production skills added another level of complexity to the performance. In 2024, his reworking of Forever Young was inspired by this history, and the arrangement, which heavily featured synthesizers, gave the song a contemporary edge that set it apart from countless other covers in contrast to James' previous performances, which were more dynamic. His passion for electronic and experimental music is demonstrated in his work with the cult indie band Pet Prophet, who released singles like 1800 and Computer Man. Although MJ's Big Blog thought the song dragged a little, James' charming voice and astute runs kept the audience interested the entire time. The American songwriter Lavigne split between the two, praising James' excellent vocals and Darius J's high-energy approach, but in the end, he chose James because of his technical mastery. The outcome led to some online debate, with TV Line giving Darius a higher mark for his captivating stage presence, but James's voice supremacy ultimately prevailed as the 27th season of The Voice moves into the playoffs, which will begin on April 28, 2025. The knockout round was a defining moment for James because it served as the impetus that propelled him into the playoffs as one of the most formidable competitors for Team Adam. The story of James' journey from acting in high school musicals to entering the American Musical and Dance Academy in New York City and currently playing on the national stage is one of tenacity and authenticity, positioning him to become a fan favorite. The fact that James has previously released albums like Zephyr 220 and Cabaret 2022 in addition to more current songs with Pet Prophet shows that he is already making a name for himself in the music business. His ability to blend pop, soul, and electronic music elements, as evidenced by his incredible performance, makes him a versatile competitor who could appeal to a sizable audience. In addition to being a knockout win, with his stirring performance of Forever Young, Conor James also made a statement. His ability to engage audiences deeply, along with his artistic vision and flawless vocals, were all highlights of this performance. The question that must be addressed as James gets ready to enter. For the time being, his performance remains one of the highlights of the 27th season of The Voice. The question in the playoffs is not whether he has the talent to advance all the way, but rather how far his unique voice will carry him. It serves as a reminder that when played by gifted musicians, even the most well-known songs may seem brand new and original.